I am truly delighted at the way Ekta and the kids have done today. Congratulations. Very nice. This, I would like you to bring the kids across to Shadana and our office. We'd like to give them a token of remembrance for this particular effort. And that's going to be is a beautiful book called Inspired Talks by Swami Vivekananda. It's a beautiful accumulation. And I got a few copies. I don't know why I got them. Now I know why I got them. So basically this conceptual understanding what you saw on the children, without one mistake, what they did, their body language, their deliverance, it doesn't mean they're perfect, but they're in the march of being toward the perfection. If you look at in yours and my time, because we went through a different kind of schooling and education system, we didn't know how to speak, how to talk. I recollect my time. I didn't remember. I didn't know. And it was in the Indian Air Force. I recollect when I was being chosen in the how this makes a difference in you and me in the future years. I'm just quoting it to you. There were various stages of selections in the Air Force, pan-India, and from the entire India, over 1.5 years, they chose some 450 or 420 odd people, children, out of which eventually got the President's commission, only 120 of them. And out of 120, only 12 were chosen to be fighter pilots. I'm talking about this is the thing that our children are going to face now much, much more. What used to be that time is nothing compared to what they have to face today. In the elementary selection, I recollect the Indian Air Force fighter pilot, one squad leader, who was doing my interview. He asked me, why do you want to become a pilot? I said, I've heard that it is very adventurous and anytime you may die, and I like that sense of thrill. He said, have you seen one aircraft flying? I said, yeah, far up those days aircraft were hardly to be seen. I said, once in a while I've seen up there. He said, have you seen one aircraft landing? I said, no. Have you seen one taking off? I said, no. He said, why do you want to become a fighter pilot then? How would you fly? How would you land if you don't even have any interest? Honestly, I didn't have any answer. But something happened. I looked at him and some message came to my head. And I said, sir, I thought you're going to teach me that. And I remember that squad leader fight pilot, he started laughing. And he got up and he shook my hand and he said, you're chosen. I'm saying that these happen per chance, by accident. But if you can train our kids differently, it would be different. In the final selections, there were opportunities given for everybody to go ahead and face. There were lots of things. Among them, there were the very tough hurdles, which one had to cross, make a plan with a group of team, and win. And there were several teams. We were 5 or 6 of us in one team. The task was very difficult. And somebody had to make a jump with one of those, these star tins, the big ones, the huge drums, holding it on top of something like a goalpost that high, a football goalpost, but they were put in such a way that 4 of them were added, and there was a huge basin between the two ends, were painted red. You're not supposed to touch it. But you could take this drum from this side to that side. Nobody is allowed to walk on the ground. You have to go only, that is the only route. So the team tried something, it didn't work. Then I said, let me try. I said, what will you do? I said, I'll climb up there. You all give me the drum. I will hold it. It was an empty drum, but very heavy. I said, I'll hold it and I'll throw it on the other side. And then I will jump across and follow. So we have carried the drum on the other side. So I climbed up, I held the drum, and I tried to throw it. Me and the drum both fell down from top and failed. So the psychologists and the examiners, they turned their back to me. I went to him and I said, sir, will you give me one more chance? He looked at me and he said, okay. So again, all of us got up. I said, this time you give me the drum, I will not throw it. I will jump with it. They said, you stupid fool, you'll break your legs. And it was quite high. I said, nothing will happen. You give it to me. So I insisted. The examiner didn't stop. And this time I did it. I'm trying to say, it happened per chance, by accident. If you train the kids today in this manner that we are doing, and each one of you are doing it, that's how it is happening. So the words and this accumulations and the acquired knowledge that is being presented by each one of you through the kids, it's something fantastic, something out of the world. It is not happening out there, it's happening in here. We would love it to happen to more and more and more people. Words, as per ancient Vedanta, were not there in the origination of creation. You know, in Bible, you heard, God said, let there be light. So what did he do? He said, meaning words came into being, first time. But understand, God said, words came. But before the words came the sound. So, that creation is now we are talking about. Words were meant to create silence. If you're a great orator, great healer, your words will bring peace and happiness and joy. And that's what you saw. The whole country got together and became a great speech for they were well chosen. It doesn't mean that there were no more speeches that have not been done. But I'm certain Ekta and our team had to do quite a bit of work to choose them. These words are meant to create silence as an important message today. An environment, an ambience, a school is supposed to create great minds, supposed to create great intellect. Lots of research is going on. Lots of research has been done ancient time and Vedantic time. In the modern days today, they find if a child is growing up in this room, but nobody is talking, nobody is feeding it any data, no informations, but food, air, water, clothes and shelter is available. They wouldn't know what to do with the clothes, but it is there. Food they will know, instinctively they will eat it and they will grow up. But what would they become? Let's say it's a single baby. The baby after 5 or 6 years would be something like vegetable. Why? Because no data, no information other than little food and maybe a little bit of texture or something. Now imagine the child is growing up in the jungle. Will become Mowgli or Tarzan? If the child is growing up in yours and my home, maidservant's home, will become maidservant or a driver. Yours and my home will become like you and me. Who are we? And look carefully, more or less, not entirely, more or less, you and I are just like our parent. But if you want to make a difference and create excellence through human excellence, excellent human being, then you and I have to create an ambience. There is a very famous neuroscientist, his words, he says, his name is Dr. Neil Harvey. Dr. Neil Harvey is saying, being gifted is primarily a product of the environment. And by the current definition, the level of intelligence can easily be created by every child. So you and I need to understand that, to create that ambience, create that environment. And you're the one. That classroom which you keep hearing, Shadaman keeps telling you, make it different. That classroom is not just the four wall. Classroom is this earth, this universe. Take it to, from this material world and the earth, to inside them, which is infinite potential. Teach them to dwell within and dwell without, outside and inside. Once you create an ambience, an environment where you show, as a teacher, as a leader, that you also like to dwell. So what if some years have gone? So what if you're today 15, 20, 35, 40, whatever? You can start changing. And the moment you start doing that, you'll find that the children are also very excited and start to do it. I'm very delighted to see that today many of you are doing really very well. Congratulations. Remember to create that ambience. It also means that you keep changing that little bit of pattern or the design of the picture that you've done. If you recollect in your home, you may have had your own mother who's not there, or grandma or father. You may have that picture. But if it is at the same place, same picture, you will see more or less you stop noticing it. You don't look at it anymore, even though it is my father and my mother's picture. And we have a lot of respect and love for them. But if you keep changing, not put different picture, same picture but put different presentation, you will see, you will notice it all the time, going in and coming out. And this is called the inner preparation. That inner preparation will come in when you are inspired yourself. Inspire yourself, create an awakened children from India or from rest of the world. Create an awakened school. And that is the job for all of us. Spread it to everyone. Thank you.